So good afternoon, everyone, and on behalf of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, OUWB, I welcome each of you to our 7th White Coat Ceremony. I begin with expressions of gratitude to many people, but especially to the Student Affairs team, Colleen Annette and Tony LeGrand for planning this week and specifically this event. I'm grateful to the leadership of Oakland University, represented today by our new president, Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz. Oakland University Provost, Dr. James Lentini, and Mr. Richard DeVore, Chair of the Oakland University Board of Trustees. Representing Beaumont Health today is its Chief Medical Officer, Dr. David Wood, who will be participating later in this event. I'm very grateful to the OUWB chairs for their presence at this event. Dr. Judith Venuti, Chair of the Department of Biomedical Sciences. Dr. Dan Menkes, Chair of the Department of Neurology. Dr. Jeffrey Fishgrun, Chair of the Department of Orthopedic Surgery. Dr. Brian Berman, Chair of the Department of Pediatrics. Dr. Dwayne Meswit, Chair of the Department of Diagnostic Radiology and Molecular Imaging. And finally, Dr. Terry Kowalenko, Chair of our Department of Emergency Medicine. I'm especially grateful to all of the OUWB faculty members who are with us today. We're going to hold applause to the end. I'm going to ask the faculty to please rise and remain standing, and then be joined by members of the OUWB administrative staff and dean's group. Please rise and remain standing. And finally, we're going to invite the members of the admissions committee for the class of 2021 to join them in standing, and I ask your appreciation for all of them for their service to OUWB. Now, on behalf of the School of Medicine, I also extend gratitude to parents and family members and friends, many of you who've traveled quite a distance to be with us today. This event is being streamed live so that people who could not be present today can still enjoy and participate in the event. And about 2 weeks after this event, the streaming video will be posted on our website. Now, it may well be the case that there are some members of the class of 2021 who don't have any family with them today. I want for you all to consider everyone at OUWB to be your family for this afternoon. And finally, we are very grateful to each member of the class of 2021 for joining the OUWB community, because this event is all about you today. There are very special representatives of the medical community with us today, and I also want to acknowledge Dr. Sharon Geiner from the Oakland County Medical Society and Dr. Cheryl Gibson Fountain, both members of our faculty. Dr. Gibson Fountain is the president of the Michigan Medical Society. So thank you for joining us. And because this event is all about medical students, I call now upon my colleague, the Associate Dean for Student Affairs, Dr. Sandra LeBlance.
Thank you, Dr. Folberg. Welcome, family and friends, and welcome, class of 2021. I would like to take a few minutes and tell everyone about this remarkable group of students that makes up the class of 2021. While I do that, please enjoy a slideshow presentation of the newest additions to the OUWB family. You, the class of 2021, are amazing. You are well-traveled, having visited over 75 countries, including Argentina, Belize, Czech Republic, Dubai, Egypt, Finland, Guatemala, Holland, India, Japan, Kenya, Luxembourg, Mozambique, Nepal, Pakistan, Swaziland, Tanzania, Uruguay, Vatican City, and Zimbabwe. You have completed studies at over 50 different undergraduate institutions, and as a group, report having spent well over 90,000 hours providing service to your local community, school, and abroad. Over the past 4 years, you've been cheering with anteaters, Athenians, Aztecs, banana slugs, bears, beavers, Billikens, Blue Jays, Broncs, Bruins, Bulldogs, Chippewas, Commodores, Cougars, Devils, Eagles, Elephants, Falcons, Flying Dutchmen, Gators, Grizzlies, Gunrocks, Highlanders, Huskies, Jaguars, Knights, Lakers, Lutes, Minutemen, Ramblers, Saints, Sea Lions, Spartans, Spiders, Trees, Sun Devils, Tar Heels, Tigers, Tritons, Trojans, Warriors, Wildcats, Wolverines, Wolves, and Yellow Jackets. Some of the things you've told us about your favorite service projects include mission trips. On a trip to Nicaragua to educate patients about personal health, you witnessed a physician work with the local hospital to move a patient to the top of their transplant list when he showed signs of kidney failure, and his passion made you hunger to care for future patients in the same way. You connected with the local children when you helped to rebuild an orphanage in Tijuana. You helped develop a sustainable health clinic in Nepal and felt that taking the time to get to know the people allowed you to gain a deeper understanding of both their culture and their health needs. You cared for nearly 800 patients from 8 indigenous communities scattered throughout the rainforest in only 8 days. You served as an interpreter for patients to doctors and doctors to patients in Guatemala, placing you in the unique position to be in both shoes simultaneously for an eye-opening experience. You spent your spring break in New Orleans after it was devastated by Hurricane Katrina and helped to rebuild the 9th Ward. You were able to make the connection to environmentally connected illnesses and bond with the community you were serving. You were a big sister in the Big Brother, Big Sister program and helped a young girl develop skills to meet the challenges facing adolescents today, such as bullying, relating to peers, and focusing on schoolwork. You volunteered as an EMT at sports and music events during college to learn more about emergency medicine in a hands-on approach and get to know medical professionals in your community. You served with AmeriCorps as a volunteer at an under-resourced elementary school by helping the 3rd grade class who was a year behind in English. You watched students grow and develop their skills and shared in their success. You were in charge of the Adopt a Family program at the Domestic Violence Center every holiday season. Families who left everything they owned behind had the opportunity to experience the generosity and support of the community. You were grateful to be able to witness the special moments with the mothers and their children. You are a founding member of the Helping Hand Project, which provides children with 3D printed prosthetic hand devices. You watch them hold objects with the robot hand for the first time and were inspired by their courage as they faced challenges in their daily life and helped them to meet other children who were just like them. You started the After the Bell after-school program for Detroit Public Schools. You and a team of undergraduate students mentored public school students who were growing up in difficult circumstances. You helped guide them in areas of academics, sports, hobbies, and life skills. You wrote and were awarded a grant to build a website, your first website, for a local organization that provided an online resource through which community members could learn more about improving their health. You were part of an outreach program that provided anti-tobacco presentations to elementary students. As a member of the Stress Busters Peer Mentor Program, you helped spread awareness about the importance of mental health on campus and worked to provide the entire campus community with tips and resources to manage stress properly. You empowered young women in Swaziland, Africa, who felt oppressed by their male counterparts. You got to know each of the girls on a deeper level and watched them grow through the course. We also asked you about your hobbies. When you're not studying, you enjoy music. We have amongst us students who can play the clarinet, drums, guitar, piano, viola, and violin. We have many students who enjoy singing, attending concerts, and dancing. You had a lot to say about food. A lot. Many of you enjoy baking, cooking, watching the Food Network, attending wine tastings, drinking tea, trying new vegan recipes, and eating food from all over the world. Some of your favorite ways to stay active include playing sports such as basketball, soccer, tennis, volleyball, football, and golf. To maintain personal fitness, you run, practice yoga, learn Pilates, and go to the gym for some weightlifting and kickboxing. Outdoor activities you like include hiking, biking, playing frisbee, camping, farming, horseback riding, skiing, and gardening. Some of you prefer to be in or near the water, swimming, boating, scuba diving, and just hanging out at the beach. The artists among you enjoy photography, crafting, drawing, coloring, writing poetry, and fashion. Other activities that you enjoy include watching TV, traveling, reading, home improvement, balloon twisting, escaping from rooms, collecting vinyl records, listening to podcasts, playing video games, knitting, watching foreign films, hat collecting, visiting museums, sightseeing, blogging, and spending time with your families. We asked you to tell us something interesting about you, and you certainly didn't disappoint. Some of you had some pretty interesting jobs with animals. One of you was a self-employed horseshoer. Another trained horses for fox hunts. One of you worked with monkeys in your college research lab, and one of you raised show pigs. You come from interesting places, like a small island in the Detroit River, Siberia, a dairy farm, and a town where the nearest traffic light was an hour and a half away. At least one of you has spent the first day of your life at Beaumont Hospital. A few of you can tell us what it's like to do yoga in the foothills of Mount Everest, go cage diving with great white sharks off the coast of South Africa, and be able to speak 7 different languages. One of you is a captain in the United States Air Force Reserve. One of you marched in a parade for the President of the United States, and one of you has driven through 33 states. We found out when you like something, you go all in. So if you get a craving for Qdoba, you will eat it every Friday for an entire year. No exceptions. You're going to visit every single Major League Baseball stadium, and you're currently up to number 33 out of 50. You go undefeated in the game of Boggle, which to me sounds like a challenge. You eat dessert before your meal. When others drive away from dangerous storms, one of you chases them. When you dye your hair, you stay away from traditional colors and go for electric blue. A few of you have black belts in martial arts. Some of you shared unusual facts that some people may consider shocking. One of you has never, ever had a cup of coffee in your life. Ever. One of you kept piranhas in your college dorm room. One of you can touch your elbows together behind your back. And someone in the class hiccups every single day. So thank you, class of 2021, for sharing with us a bit about yourselves. We look forward to learning much more about you in the next 4 years. So now, on to your white coats. The donning of the white coat marks the beginning of each student's journey to becoming a physician. For more than 100 years, the white coats have been worn by physicians and students, symbolizing the trust between patient and physician. Today, in the presence of families and friends, our students will be welcomed into the profession and ceremonially cloaked by their PRISM faculty mentor. The PRISM mentor is a Beaumont physician who will guide a group of 25 students over the next 4 years. This mentor will provide support for students as they grow both personally and professionally. We feel it is most fitting for the mentor to mark this event by assisting each student with their coat for the first time. Our physician mentors for the class of 2021 are Dr. Zainab Alpai, Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Andrew Benuni, Anesthesiology, Dr. Edward Dabrowski, Physical Medicine and Rehab, Dr. Mona Faki, Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Basil Salmon, Pediatrics, and Dr. Andrew Sulich, Rheumatology. By establishing this ritual at the beginning of medical school, we are reinforcing the notion that the responsibilities of a physician start today. This ceremony highlights the primacy of the doctor-patient relationship and the obligation to strive for excellence, show compassion, and to lead lives of righteousness and honor. Students, each of you will find in the pocket of your white coat a note from a Beaumont physician. It is a note of inspiration and encouragement written by a Beaumont physician as a special welcome to the OUWB family. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. David Wood, who is the Executive Vice President and Medical Officer of Beaumont Health, up to the stage to share his welcome.
Thank you and good afternoon. Every year I do this and I hear the accomplishments of the incoming class. It just reaffirms the fact that I would not be able to enter medical school. My goodness gracious. It is amazing. But I would have to say that people oftentimes have asked me, you know, with all the pressures going on and regulations, why do you want to be a doctor? And what I tell them, it's the absolutely greatest job you could ever have. It's very difficult. You're going to learn it. It's very difficult to understand the satisfaction when someone who is in desperate need and you tangibly improve their life, and not only their life, but the life of their family. That feeling is indescribable, and it really is something that will separate you from your friends that go into business and other aspects, because it is a bit unique to caregivers. All of us physicians remember the white coat ceremonies very memorably. You may think that when you got that acceptance letter that said, okay, I'm a doctor, This is when you're going to feel it when you get the white coat. We are very proud at Beaumont that you've chosen to be with us. We know that you had many opportunities to be able to go to a variety of medical schools, and we're honored that you chose Oakland University William Beaumont. Through our commitment to patient family-centered care, and you're going to learn that little PFCC phrase, we are eager to be part of your lifelong training, and that's another thing that can separate us from your friends. We never stop learning. I can't remember, someone said to me that in the early 1900s that the amount of medical knowledge doubled every 20 years. Now it's supposedly every 20 days. The thinking about that is immense. So you're going to be learning your entire life. And we want to be part of that journey to allow you to be the best doctor that you can be. So without further ado, to the white coat, Sandy?
To the white coats. Thank you, Dr. Wood. I'd like to ask the students to rise and begin processing around the back to make their way up to the stage. So the students will be receiving their white coats from their faculty mentors.
Can you mention about the donation?
as well as Dr. Wood will be presenting the students with their stethoscopes, their first stethoscopes as student physicians. The stethoscopes are a gift from the Beaumont physicians to our incoming class. So Dr. Zainab Alpai, if you could please join me on stage. Sarah Allison. Sophia Chan. Jeremy Cho. Ariel Dutuin. Timothy Elton. Patricia Fuentes. Alexandra Hospodar. Julia Kerwin. Erica Chris. David Lee. Daniela Lozono. Austin Morris. Maria Munoz. Allison Palmer. Raza Kadir. Kristen Ribsky. Christos Serentopoulos. Bhavanit Singh. Alana Smith. Julie Tram. Alex Yang. Dr. Benuni, if you could please join me on stage. Rupini Ala. Antonio Barbat. Christopher Christ. Lena Dennison. Michelle Fedorowicz. Stuart Goetz. Alexis Curl. Helen Kim. Paul Lee. Ahmed Nassim. Madeline Nygren. Sandra Oska. Alyssa Perozic. Andrew Rageb. Zachary Scherzer. Ariana Chirac. Haley Smallwood. Uviv Spillinger. Fiona Sun. Monica Schmid. Dr. Dabrowski, if you could join me on stage. Jessica Barnes. Mark Botros. Anthony Dulisi. Nardine Darius. Chelsea Dietz. Anissa Hashmi. Joshua Holbein. Oluwatoyin Ibiyo Nkire. You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Gien Kang. Kylie Cuss. Yvonne Lee. Maria Lupor. Nikhil Mancusi. John Nguyen.
My fault.
Dustin Randall. Lena Braza. Nikki Kajay. Caitlin Richter. Sam Shimke. Madeline Seidel. Hossam Talib. Thank you, Dr. Zabrowski. Dr. Faki, if you could please join me on stage. Mustafa Fazil Polat. Owais Ahmed. Meredith Allen. Mohammed Al-Rayashi. Megan Brown. Victoria Dreiska. Sarah Grant. Thomas Holt. Allison Lowe. Michael Maywood. Merritt Milad. Linnea Nierenberg. Benjamin Partiali. Mallory Peters. Joshua Recknagel. Daniel Shaner. Kayla Seawright. Jonathan Tang. Diana Tran. Eamon Benood. Thank you. Dr. Selman, if you would join me on the stage. Michael Brennan. Evan Brickner. Erica Chang. Elena Clark. Zachary Dreyer. Heba Elasar. Cheyenne Espinoza. Victoria Greenstein. Amanda Hirsch. Trenton Jackman. Megan McRohan. Brandon Metcalf. Madison Moore. Girish Pathunge. Narain Butris. Alexandra Ransky. Mitchell Reitzma. Danielle Reynolds. Manraj Sekon. Maybrun Terken. Christopher Terosian. Thank you, Dr. Salman. Dr. Sulich, if you could please join me. Nilafar Bebanhani Nejad. Kevin Cervantes. Jonathan Doctor. Justin Jerzoski. Brianna Ebrecht. Lara Fawaz. Savannah France. Andrea Hess. Jacob Julski. Kristen Lamar. Kelsey Leonard. Marcel Mick. Joshika Money. Catherine Mullen. Matthew Peacock. Eric Rosenval. Cole Schaefer. Courtney Todd. Ross Toriel. Caroline Vokos. Jennifer Yone. Thank you. Can we have one final round of applause for our students?
You know, the white coat is a garment by which many people are identified as physicians. Now, truthfully, not every physician wears a white coat. Psychiatrists tend not to wear white coats. Most pediatricians don't wear white coats. When I'm in the practice of pathology, I don't wear a white coat. But nevertheless, you're known as a physician through the symbol of a white coat. And the white coat that each of you received today is distinctive because of the OUWB patch on the left sleeve. As I began to explain to the class of 2021 on Monday when we met for the first time, there's a special meaning to the colors and the shapes that are on the white coat that you received today. There are two circles, one blue for Beaumont, one gold for Oakland, and we use the circle in this school as a metaphor for community. because you can fit an infinite number of points on a circle. But if you drop 1 point from that circle, you've broken your community. And it teaches us that everyone in a community has infinite value. There are also 2 circles because there are 2 communities. There is the community of OUWB, and there is a community that we serve locally, regionally, nationally, globally. We are a community serving our community. The representation of a community through a circle helps us to understand how to disagree with one another. You could be at 9 o'clock, I could be at 3 o'clock. As far apart as we could possibly be on that circle, we could disagree about how to take care of a patient. We could disagree about how to fund health care. But key to a circle is that no matter how much we disagree, we are equidistant from the core values that lie at the center of our community. And finally, those 2 circles and the patch on your white coat represent the 2 questions that we ask of every medical student at OUWB. It starts today, and it'll continue through commencement, and those 2 questions are, what do I want to do, and who do I want to be? What do I want to do? I want to be a physician, more specifically a pediatrician. I want to do global health. You're going to answer those questions by mastering a very tough curriculum, and we'll be with you to help you with that. And you're going to answer that question by mastering certain technical skills. Now, what about the who do I want to be story? What's that all about? And I want to tell you about an OUWB student that graduated not too long ago. A few years ago, I encountered her in the halls, and she was an M3 by that point, and she aspired to be a pediatrician, and she was doing her pediatrics clerkship. Now, at the end of every clerkship that a medical student takes, they're assessed on their clinical skills, but they're also assessed on the knowledge that they have accumulated through that particular specialty. And in medical schools, that's called the shelf examination. It's a standardized test to assess knowledge. So she stopped me and she offered this question to me. She said, look, there are certain students in my class on my clerkship rotation who see the minimum number of patients to qualify for the grade and get by, so that they may have extra time to study for that shelf exam and get a great score on that examination. I've been offered the opportunity to shadow pediatricians and see extra patients. But if I do that, it'll be at the expense of having extra time to study for that examination. So she said, which option should I choose? I advised her to follow her instincts, and she chose to see more patients. Now, in our eyes, that was the correct answer. Now, I remember the same student when she was a first-year medical student at OUWB, and she volunteered at a flu immunization clinic in Brightmoor, one of the poorest of the poor neighborhoods in the city of Detroit. And even with so much to do that day, as medical students do when they serve the community, and many patients to see, she took a moment to calm an anxious little girl by offering her a heart that she made from some crafts material on a table nearby. You see, that girl had just received a flu shot, and her mom was next, and she was just so anxious about it. That little gift calmed that child. I have to confess, I don't recall that that student was a musician. And nevertheless, that community clinic in Detroit wasn't Carnegie Hall. She may not have been a musician, but that was a virtuoso performance in physicianship. A virtuoso performance. She merged knowledge and skills with a generous expression of her humanity. That's part of the who do I want to be part that is part of your patch. We selected you, the members of the class of 2021, because of your academic brightness, to be sure, but also because of your capacity to express empathy and compassion and to dedicate your lives toward the service of others. We will use our core values as represented in that patch to help you to stay focused, to stay centered through the next 4 years together. And if you ever forget, that patch on the white coat can remind you of those values. There's so much to learn in medical school, so much. Many students have compared the amount of information to be mastered to drinking from a fire hydrant by sipping through a straw. How can you maintain your enthusiasm? How can you maintain your idealism when you're confronted with so much to learn and much of that material so difficult to master? So we have begun to ask our students at OUWB, are you studying only for an examination? Or are you also studying because at some time in the future, you may encounter a patient who will depend upon you knowing that information before you? Can you embrace the concept that if you study for your future patients, then preparing for any examination would be less intimidating because, after all, what would cause you more distress? Missing a question on an examination or doing harm to a patient? So at OUWB, we encourage each of you to study for your future patients and to remember that in that process, each of you has infinite value as a member of the OUWB community. Remember this, please. And reflect on this. If everyone in the OUWB community has infinite value, how could any test score, even an exceptional score, completely define your worth and your value? Faculty members at our young medical school recognized this, and they gave a gift from the Department of Biomedical Sciences, your basic science department, to every second-year medical student this past year. It was a T-shirt inscribed with the phrase, "I am more than a score," on the front, and on the back, "I study for my patient." And they gave that to them because that was right before most of our students sat for what is called Step 1, the first of 3 licensing examinations that our medical students take. Nearly 75% of that M2 class this past year wore those T-shirts to take the test. And they told us that it not only inspired them, but it inspired the room by seeing that. And just this past week, you know that there were some M3 students taking shelf exams, end of clerkship exams in O'Dowd Hall. At least one student wore that T-shirt to his test, to his shelf exam. Now today at the white coat ceremony, you received a garment, your first white coat. You received an object, your first stethoscope perhaps. And you're going to make a commitment shortly through the public recitation or the oath or the affirmation of Geneva. And it's worth looking ahead. You see, at commencement, you also receive a garment. It's your academic hood, which symbolizes the fact that you have mastered the curriculum leading to the degree of Doctor of Medicine. You're going to receive an object. Then it'll be a diploma. And you're going to make a public affirmation of your commitment to the practice of medicine at commencement, but there's an important difference between what happens 4 years from now and what happens this afternoon. This afternoon, you are going to recite a standard formula known as the Declaration, the Oath, or the Affirmation of Geneva. But by the time you graduate at your commencement, you, the class of 2021, will have written your own oath with the assistance of the humanities and ethics professors, Dr. DeBates and Dr. Wasserman. And the oath that you recite at commencement will reflect not only traditional values, but those insights that you have gained over the next 4 years that will make your commitment to the practice of medicine very special. At the time of the white coat ceremony, you transition into the role of medical student. At your commencement, you're going to transition from medical student to medical doctor. So, please save the date. May 14, 2021 is the day when you will be welcomed formally into the profession of medicine. It's the date of your commencement. And to get a taste of what's in store for you, we're going to go back only 12 weeks ago. The date was May 12, 2017, and we're going to revisit this event, the commencement of the last class to graduate, and look for the qualities that make OUWB a distinctive place to learn medicine. the sense of community, the sense of the value of service, and expressions of gratitude.
The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Now, more than ever, there are many battles in this world that need to be fought. You have benefited from the support of an entire medical community, and now, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Part of our charge as physicians and as community members is not only to listen, but also to be the instruments of positive social change. Change that brings us closer together.
I'm really looking forward to taking the skills I've learned here at OUWB and showing the world what an OUWB student is capable of, and the compassion that we're going to show our patients.
The community here is unparalleled. There's the community of clinicians, the faculty, the other students are just amazing. They support you, they teach you, they mentor you to kind of be whoever you want to be, to achieve all the things that you want to achieve, and to become the physician that you're meant to be.
We are entering a field that interfaces with humanity in its most vulnerable state.
It will not merely be the knowledge you gained in medical school that will set you apart as a doctor, but also your capacity to care immensely about the people you will serve.
Our charge is to synthesize medical knowledge and apply that to an ever-diversifying patient base.
You become recognized as physicians. You become recognized as healers. With the promises you're about to make today, you begin to answer the question, who do I want to be?
Dr. Sneha Rajiv Utala, Dr. Jonathan Hung, Dr. Rachel Hunt.
It feels so wonderful to be a graduate of OUWB. All the years of hard work, even beyond the 4 years of medical school.
My favorite part of being a student at OUWB is the support of the medical students that were going along for the ride with me. I could not have made it without them, and I can truly say that I've made some of my best friendships.
So pick a worthy battle. Changing the world requires more than desire. It requires hard work, dedication, risk, and utter perseverance.
Congratulations, class of 2017. We really made it.
Can you see yourselves there? Let me assure you, we can. You see, one class graduates and another class begins. It's a cycle of a medical school. It's time really now for each of you, individually and collectively, to make a commitment to the study of medicine. As members of the class of 2021, we expect you to embrace the vision of this school in leading in the promotion, maintenance, and restoration of health, not only to individuals, but also to communities. And we expect that you will prepare yourselves to the practice of medicine according to the mission of Beaumont Health, to provide compassionate, extraordinary care every day. And now I ask you and invite the class of 2021 to rise. And I ask that all physicians present rise and recite the oath of Geneva, or the affirmation of Geneva, with me. And I ask you to repeat the verses after me. At the time of being admitted as a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my sisters and brothers. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for life. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties and even under threat. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. I ask that the class of 2021 remain standing while others please be seated. Class of 2021, I'm giving you a moment now. I invite you to look around the room and extend to those who have been on the journey with you up to this point and who will accompany in your journey forward, please offer to them an expression of gratitude. And now I invite everyone assembled here to congratulate the OUWB class of 2021. I ask now the members of the class of 2021 to exit from this room to have pictures taken as a class and with their PRISM mentors, and while others remain seated. After the conclusion of this event, when the entire class has exited the room, I invite everyone to a reception, and you can begin to exit right now. Yeah. After they have finished exiting from the room, I invite others to join us at a reception outside of this assembly hall. And I actually have the privilege now of declaring the 7th White Coat Ceremony of OUWB to be completed. And I'll conclude my role this afternoon, just as I began, with an expression of gratitude by saying to everyone, students and all assembled, from all of us at OUWB, thank you.